So hi everybody and welcome back to Unreal Engine 5 full game tutorial series for absolute beginners. This video 47, and this video I want to implement my damage because we already have the attack animation. When I press here K, you can see I make here, okay, I have to, I press here key and I have here my attack animation, and now I want to make damage to the enemy, which you see I already implemented this one with a health bar and so, but today we will just make the variables first and in the next video the health bar, because these are 2 steps. So let's get started. There are different ways to make this. You can make the variables here directly on the character, but I'm using it again the game mode because all the important variables are handled in my case in the game mode, and that's why I open up first my game mode. So my game mode is this one, who is managing all the important variables. I open this one up, I go here to the variable section, I go here and press plus, and then I create the first variable. Again, it's similar to our player character. We call it not player health, we call it this time enemy health, enemy, and then health, or let's say max health first, because we have a max health and a current health, also max health. Q, because I already made one. Then you select here float. Then you go here compile after you did this. Then you go here to the details panel. Then after you compile, you can set here the value, the max health, that you set what you like. For test purposes, I set it to 100. And then we can do here one more steps, because you can see the variables get here a little bit unorganized. To organize it a little bit better, you go here to default, and here you call a new name. So let's say enemy 2, because I already have enemy 1, enemy 2. Now I have a category enemy, enemy 1, enemy 2. And now I know this one is my enemy 2, for example. And let's do this one more time for the second, because we need a second variable for health. And this one is called enemy. Oh, that is whatever. And we call it here current health. Current health and 2. Again, float, compile, set compile, go here to the details panel, go down and set the current health. And the current health at start is also like the max health, because at start it has full health. Full health is all time the max health. In my case, my max health is 100, so my current health at start is also 100. And again, I want to put this now in this category. This time we are not creating a new category. We click here on the drop down, select the category enemy 2, and I have here a misspelling. Let's make here faster Y. Okay, that's fine. Compile all, save again, and that's it for our variable setup. Actually, this is set up in our game mode, will be handled. We call this variables later, and this category, what I showed you here, is just for organization purposes, not for this actually. This is not really needed here. More like when we search this, we can search also the category enemy, enemy 2, and enemy 3, and so on. I show you this in a moment. So to show you this one, we go back, and in my case, I need to call this with my player character. You can see my player character is interacting here this attack animation, and when it's in the hitbox, then I can make this. So let's find our player character. In my case, it is just here, the player character, the envelope side. I open this one up, it's here, and here we find the attack animation. That was what we made in our last video. In my case, I press here K, then I press here play montage, and then I will do this one. So here, where we set just print string, we will now implement our damage. So how does we do this? First of all, we have to create a reference to our game mode if you don't have one. Where we create it, for example, in event back in play, you can make this. You can go here, create a reference. Again, this is not the best way. This is just to make it fast for prototyping. You make this later better without probably without casting. But anyway, in this case, I cast and create a like this bad way, but the standard way, get a game mode. So I get my game mode, I cast to game mode, to my game mode, and then what you are doing here is promote this to variable so that we can use. And if you do this one, then you have something like me here as game mode GM. And yeah, this is then our reference which we need, and the reason why we need this is just we want access to the variables which we just created. That's the only reason why we need this. I won't use these variables here in enemy and call it anyhow. And with this node here I can, so with this one I can call, so I go back to my press key where I play my attack animation, where I check if the enemy is in my hitbox. That was last video, we checked this one here, I show you this again. We have here this hitbox, only if the enemy is here, this condition here will say true, so we have to use the true part. And here in the true part we implement this here. And how we implement this one? Very easy, I show you this one as well. You get the game mode which we just created. Now get game mode. Now I can call the variables which we just created. Here it was called enemy, and you can see now the category here. I have here enemy, enemy 1, enemy 2, and that's why I said this category makes here more sense when you search it. Very nice. It was here enemy 2 because I like the enemy 2, and we need the first the current health, I think, the current health, and we get the current health, and then here, so yeah, we get the current health, and then we do subtract something from it. Let's make here out and press minus. Then we get here, when you press minus, we get here to subtract, or you just write subtract. Then here you make a value which you like, because this is the damage which you inflict to the enemy. Let's make it for test purpose 10. Of course you can promote this one to a variable 2 and later assign this value in different ways, but this is hard coded for test purposes. And then what we also need is just assign this new value from this calculated to this again here. How we make this? We get again from the game mode the enemy again, and this time again enemy 2 because I make this one, and here this time set current health. This time we set it. All right, nice. And then we connect this one because here is the new calculated value, and with that we connect it here from the true path. This is very important, not the false path, because only if it's in our hitbox we make damage. And we will subtract this amount of health. And the bad thing now is we can't test this because we have to set up now this widget with the health bar, connect this one, and all this kind of stuff we do in the next video. But we still can test it if this is working. How we can test it? Very simple actually. You can print out here a string, print string, and the only thing what you have to do is just connect this one here that will automatically convert this value, and we can see this. So when I make damage, this one here subtracted all time 10 from it, and this one will be printed out on our screen, so we can see if I can make damage. And I'm using now the other system, not that what I have here on top. So then we go here, we start, we play, I go close, I press K, and on the left corner you see I made damage 90. Of course their health bar is not going down because it's not connected to this one, but I press again. Now it's 80, 70. Okay, the damage system is working, and in the next video we are implementing, let's test also if we don't make damage. Yes, I make no damage, and let's go here again. Yeah, I make again damage, and so on. Okay, this one is working, nice. Next video we are implementing now this widget, and so we connect this together because we want make a visualization here on the screen and something like that. So if you have any questions like all time, write it in the comment section, and see you in the next video. Bye, good luck, and like all time, never give up and have fun.